Hey guys, welcome back to part 2. Well, welcome back to this one. This is going to be part 2. So a few minutes ago we finished the first part, which was all about creating the outlines using the freehand method, the vector lines, or the transfer method. Excuse me. Now we are going to go onto our background, and I'm going to use my swatches this time. So I'm going to find my palette and I'm going to try and block in the background, the soft background. So if you have a look, I'm going to use my blurry reference. So I put a blurry reference copy on the student portal if you need it, so go get it. And I want to find a palette for the background. And we're going to try, I can only stream for an hour from now, because then I have a different class that I'm attending later today and something else. So I would have to go then. So we're going to see how much of the background we can get done today. So I've got my polychromos swatches over here. And I've got my pencils over here. And now I just want to find some colors. So I can see some cool grays here already. So they're going to be pretty easy. So I'll go cold grey 3, 4. I'll probably go my range of cold greys for that. You know what? I've got an old tray from an old Prismacolor set. So I'm going to create a new tray of colors. So let's create a palette. So we've got our cold greys. Cold grey 3, cold grey 2, cold grey 4, no 5 and 4. And there is a bit of warm greys in there as well. So take warm grey 2 and 3. Okay, so those are some greys that we can see over here. And we'll probably use some over here. Then we have some warm yellowish tones. So I think we'll go light yellow ochre. Light yellow ochre. This color here, those are warm greys. So we've got some warm greys. We'll get some ivory. So ivory and warm greys over here look pretty good. And you're really getting into some nice variations of tones here. So terracotta, we've got the light yellow ochre. It's nice, sort of, I like those colors. Not quite. Raw umber. Brown ochre. We've got some nice greenish tones happening here. So my olive green yellowish. Olive green yellowish. It's like the perfect green. Maybe even a little bit of the permanent green olive. Colors we've got. Okay, so that palette there should be enough for the background. And then for these dark areas, we use Payne's Grey. What do we got? Yeah. Hello. Right, let me see what you guys are saying. Luke's saying, how do you create such a blurry reference? So I used Clip Studio with mine, so there's a filter function there where I can create the blurry reference. But you could use PicMonkey.com. You can upload the reference in there and then make it blurry through there as well. On my website, if you click on blog at the post at the top, I have a blog post about the blurry references and how to create them there. But you can download this blurry reference from the portal straight away without having to create it. Okie dokie. Radio. So it's much easier having this here instead of having all these other trays. We just have this palette. Oops. Ah, sorry. It was very noisy. Okay. So I'm keeping my reference close by. And I want to start blocking in the background. So I think for now I'm just going to get some shapes in using my Warm Grey 2, number 271. Yeah, so we're using the Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. The only wax-based pencils we're going to be using are white and maybe like a beigey sort of color from the Prismacolor set for when we do the highlighted pieces of fur. So that's the only wax-based pencils we'll be using. 1, 2, maybe even 3 wax-based pencils. But the rest we're going to try and do this all in Polychromos. Okay. So I want to get that blurry, whatever's in the background there, a pole or something. So use the side of your pencil, which is going to make your lines much softer. You're not using your pencil downwards, you're using the side like this. This, when you want to use the point, you go closer to the front when you want to use the point and you want to add detail. You don't want detail and you want to add less pressure, you want a soft, you're going to hold the back of your pencil. It stops you from putting too much pressure because some of you, a lot of you, are very heavy-handed. So this is the easiest way to avoid being heavy-handed, is to hold the back of your pencil. So I've got this pole down here, and I still want some of this color in here, so I'm gonna use the side of my pencil. Oh, before I do that, there's a bit of a, I haven't erased that line there. Okay. So use the side. I'm still using my warm grey 2, number 271. Do you guys want the palette? So colors, we've got warm grey 2, 271. Black. Keep your reference close by. I have my reference right here on top of my drawing. Let me see if I can make it a bit brighter for you guys. Is that better or worse? Let me know if that's better or worse. I think that's worse. See, my outline is very light, so that's normal. What have I done? Should have left it the way it was. Okay. It's just gonna have to do. Should be recording. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of the Payne's Grey, number 181. The key is to use the side of your pencil. Especially when you're doing blurry background, you don't want any sharp edges. And because we are creating such soft layers, we are able to layer a lot of colors on top of each other before we get to the blending with solvent part. Oh, Alex is asking about the appointment for my shoulder. Yeah, I had that last week. I went for a remedial massage because I actually booked Vinny in. And then she said, I have a booking straight after Vinny, do you want to take it? So that was the day before the kinesiology one. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I got a really nice massage on my shoulder, a real deep tissue massage. I mean, I felt bruised the next day, but I felt so loose and comfortable. So I felt really, really good. And then I went for the kinesiology, which was very interesting. It was fascinating. So it wasn't like a lot of physical work. The kinesiology is more about energy work. So, and I felt really, really good after that. So the shoulder thing was a physical thing that I needed sort of worked, and it feels much better. So I'm going to try and go at least once a month or once every 6 weeks for remedial massage. And then I'm also going to go every 6 weeks or so to the kinesiology, which is more about balancing your energies and finding out if there's deeper subconscious issues that are causing physical effects, which they aren't, luckily. So yeah, just interesting. But I don't know if you noticed, in the last 2 sessions I haven't complained, so my shoulder's feeling pretty good. Thanks for asking. There's going to be a lot of layer. I want to layer the whole background before I even start with the solvents. My banana is separating from my coffee. Cool grey in this pole here. So I'm going to use cold grey 2, number 231. Cold grey 4, number 233. So I'm already forgetting to put the colors in. You know what? I'm just going to put the whole palette in right now. So what have I got on there? Warm grey 271. Warm grey 3. Okay, then we've got warm grey 3, number 273. Cold grey 2, 231. To 31. You know what? I actually knew that was gonna happen, but I still didn't look up. Cold grey 3, 232. Cold grey 4. 233. They're so shiny, it's hard to see. Cold grey 5. 234. Light yellow ochre. 183. Ivory 103. Terracotta 186. Brown ochre 182. Raw umber 180. Olive green yellowish. $173, and finally what happened? What did I press? 173 and green olive 167. There you go. Now I don't have to worry about the palette. You guys can see it on the screen. Move it out the way so the palette's more visible. There we go. Happy days. Oh. Okay. What color was I using? I think we were, okay, I was going to jump into using the Cold Grey 234. Hey Margine, that's all you were supposed to do. I don't know why it's not showing up. I might have to like resync it or refresh it, which I have tried before, but it didn't work. So I'll look into it and see if I can get it to work. I have noticed that as well. I think my smoothie looks really gross to you guys. I'm sorry. Can you guys see what I'm doing? So this is how we're gonna layer. Use the side of your pencil, and you're gradually just gonna keep an eye on what you're doing, and layer, 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 layer. So using some of the brown ochre 182. Luella, Bella's asking, would you explain why you're using the cool greys and not warm greys? To me, they look alike. So one thing you have to realize is that the colors that you guys are seeing and that I am seeing are most likely different. So I picked with my swatches. So compare your swatches to your reference, and that's what I did earlier. And I got warm greys and cool greys in there. So I'm not just using cool greys, I'm using both warm greys and cool greys. Okay, so now I'm using some brown ochre 182. Okay, I want to block in all the white areas using my ivory. So just like an overall mid-tone that's going to work everywhere for us. Everywhere in the background. Because it is quite a yellow background. Yellow, green. Now I'd like to use some of the light yellow ochre. It's so hard to be patient with the solvent when you're doing these sorts of layers. You want to blend it straight away, get that nice clean look. But no, be patient. Wait. Olive green yellowish, number 173. terracotta. So to you guys this looks very yellow, but it's not. It's actually very brown. So it's very deceiving the way the camcorder changes the coloring. So I'm using terracotta. So I'm going to go back to the olive green yellowish over here. Okay, terracotta. Yeah, we all like that. Alex, gotta force yourself not to rush. You get excited for the blending phase. And then sometimes you could add more layers and more depth before the time. But you just get too impatient. We all do. Okay. I'm going to add a bit of the permanent green olive, number 167. And I'm going to add this carefully because I don't want it to end up being too green. Back in with the paint grey, number 181. Actually, I think I want to add a colour. Where are you? Yeah. I want to add some burnt umber, number 280. I also want to add some burnt sienna, 283. Yeah, I got 10 more minutes to go, and then I have to go. The class starts at 10 my time, so in 25 minutes. So I'll keep going for 10 minutes and then I'll stop. Okay, so I'm using the burnt sienna 283. I'm getting close to the blending phase, so I want to really just at least blend the first layer in. Can you see how beautiful these layers are starting to sort of develop themselves? It's going to look really nice when we blend them in. Okay, so terracotta. So I'm going to go further over here. Good night, Luke. I didn't even see that. Thank you for joining us. It was nice to have you on here. The olive green yellowish. Okay, Payne's Grey. Right. The Cold Grey number 4. that's a pretty decent first layer for blending. So now I'm going to take my zested solvent and a bigger brush. So I'm going to use this brush, which is a number 6 acrylic brush. Make sure it's nice and clean, which it's not. So I have a piece of paper towel. So I just want it to be clean, so it's very dirty. Okay, that'll do. So I'm dipping the brush and then I'm dabbing it off on my paper towel. And then I'm going to start we don't want any sharp edges. Hey Rob. Finally started your fox. I gotta go. Let's get this done. Okay, I'm just gonna blend this in real quick and then I have to be off. But this, I'm loving the look of it already. So it'll be easy for us to add adjustments after this. I've noticed that this is too much of an angle. So I need to straighten that out, which we can do pretty easily because we've created such light layers. But in terms of softness and blurriness in the background, this is how you do it. And having the blurry reference close by like this really helps. it makes a difference. So I'll probably do this all again, the exact same step that I just did. Once more. I'll do it all over the place. But the light areas I want to leave light. I don't want the background to end up being too dark. Now this is still a bit wet, so when it dries it will might dry a smidge lighter, I don't know. But I really like the softness of that, and it looks blurry, there's no details or anything. And this blurriness that we just created, that's sort of what we're going to be doing for the whole of the fox before we get to the detailing part of it. Alrighty, thanks guys so much for tuning in today. I really had fun, and I'll let you guys know in the student portal when I'm ready for the next part of this, and then we can carry on until the background is done, and then move on to the blurry underpainting of the fox. Alrighty, thanks guys, bye!